Hi, I'm Charlie Kuchenbrod, and right now, this week, I should be co-deaning Mach 2 at Silver Lake, and I'm sad that I'm not there. Now I'm going to talk to you about Mission Day. On Mission Day, we remember that not everyone has the things most of us can take for granted: enough to eat and drink, clothes to wear, a safe place to live, and other things like options for education and health care that all people would have if we lived in a more loving, compassionate, just, and peaceful world. If we have these things in our lives, we are blessed. You may not feel rich, but if you've been to Silver Lake, chances are that your family are wealthy by global standards. Billions of people spend less money on food for the whole day than most conferees spend at the camp store for snacks. We are all blessed. Now, God does not want you or me to feel bad because we have been blessed or because not all people are as blessed as we are. God yearns for blessed people to be generous. God wants us to be generous with our love by loving God, loving our neighbors, and loving ourselves. God wants us to be generous with our time and talent by working to build a more loving, compassionate, just, and peaceful world. And God wants us to be generous with our money. Jesus talked a lot about what God wants, especially about what God wants us to do with money. Jesus taught that we cannot find real security in the things money can buy, but that real security comes from living in a loving, compassionate, just, and peaceful world. On Wednesdays at each week at Silver Lake, we have Mission Day. We remember that not everyone has access to healthy food, so we don't eat meat and we eat less sugar. We also ask people to give some of the money in their store accounts to support different causes. Last year, this money went to Church World Services and Simply Smiles. You're going to hear and learn more about these organizations. My friend Jasmine, one of the amazing people who works for Simply Smiles, will tell you more about them, and I want to talk a little about Simply Smiles too. Simply Smiles works in Oaxaca, Mexico, and on the Cheyenne River Sioux Reservation in South Dakota. I've not been to Oaxaca, but I have been to the reservation 11 times. That's 22 full days of travel and 65 days of living there. You might ask why I keep going back. I'm inspired by the way they work with the Lakota people, the people living on the reservation, and how they see the people there as their neighbors, as their friends and family, and how they live with love and compassion for them. I feel like I am loving God, loving my neighbors, and loving myself on these trips. Jasmine will tell you more about Simply Smiles, and I will end by saying that Simply Smiles uses money wisely and well, and I hope that you will join me in being generous in giving to them.